Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the brand new episode of the Hey Corner Crew podcast. I am your host, JJ Lang. With me, as always, are my two incredible co-hosts. First, you know him, you love him, Nate, the little goon Foss.
Is it October yet?
Unfortunately, we are a few days
Actually,
away
when
from,
this comes out, it will be
and
October.
very true. And second, I'm not going to botch his intro yet again, so I'm going to just stick with Dan, the Statman Scully.
Sorry, that's Dan, the Atlantic Hockey Cup preseason statistician of the year. Scully to you.
We will get to why Dan's name is that later because it's referencing something that happened shortly before the time of this recording. So we'll get to that soon. This is going to be the men's season preview episode. And if you haven't
Let's
figured it out
go!
yet, this episode is going to be probably 2.5 hours long. So be ready for that. It's going to be a really long one because we have so much to talk about. So without wasting any time, we're going to jump right in. We're going to start with the schedule. Then we're going to go to our personnel, talking about returning players, freshmen, and then we're going to get into the preseason poll and the Atlantic Hockey preseason awards that came out because there's a lot of RIT-ness to talk about there. So
I didn't even think about pulling up the USCHO poll. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, probably would be a good idea.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
So I'm going to pitch this right to Dan, and we're going to jump right in with the schedule.
8 non-conference games, not counting the exhibition, which I'll get to in a second. The boys start up north at St. Lawrence at Appleton Arena.
Yes, sir. We will be there.
Let's go.
I hope you guys don't nearly fall down the stairs at that arena like I did last year when I went to play. I didn't actually fall, no, but I thought
you probably came close.
Well, I only have one arm, so I might.
Nate's gonna lose both of his arms at this game.
Jesus, no. Please no.
So just running down through it at St. Lawrence on October 7th to start the year. Come back for a Monday, Columbus Day, 5 o'clock exhibition against Guelph. Which, if I remember right, the last time we had an exhibition against them, it was kind of chippy.
Oh, it was very chippy. I have a picture of 5 Guelph guys in the box. They had 2 guys standing because they couldn't fit on the bench.
Rocky said that during that game they had to shut the door between the boxes because they were jawing back and forth so long.
And it has no reason to be chippy.
God, of course they were. No.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if some of our guys and some of their guys played together, or played against each other in junior or whatever. Yeah. You know, they're all kind of from around the same area. So
a note on ticketing for that exhibition game. If I remember correctly what Keller said in Discord, that is not included in season tickets, but it will be free for students, alumni, stuff like that. And I think season ticket
it's free for season ticket holders as well. It's basically a women's game. Same policy, same ticket policy.
Yeah. Also, before we get too far off from St. Lawrence, right now, if you are in the Discord, or if you're not in the Discord, get in it. We have posted in the Mobile Corner Crew channel, there is a thread you can access that has all the
limited tickets available. I bought a few extra.
Yes, we bought a bunch of tickets for St. Lawrence. A lot of them were
we didn't buy a bunch. We bought a few.
There are still a couple.
I am broke.
There are still a couple of. There are a few extras. So if you want to get in there and you want to buy them at the time of this recording, they are still available. I don't know how many there are. How many are there, Nate?
I think I got 5 extra.
Okay, so there's 5 extra tickets.
But so I also got general admission. So if the game's not sold out, you could hypothetically get a ticket and just get there early and sit with us and get a GA ticket. But
regardless, at the time of this recording, there are still 5 spare tickets available. If you want to get in and buy them, please do so soon. I think they're like what, $5 each from what you said, Nate?
$5.
Yeah, $5 is not bad. Yeah, so you should be able to get in there. Obviously, getting a ride might be tough, but the rideshare documents up. Please ask before you just put your name into someone's car and say, I'm riding with this person, because that person might not want you riding with them because you're an unknown entity that they do not know. So just make sure that the person you're asking to ride with actually is aware that you want to ride with them and they're okay with it.
Can we talk about Notre Dame now?
And
yes.
if you're not going up to St. Lawrence that night, the women
go to the women's
play
game.
home.
Yes, please go to the women's game if you're not going.
You're not going to St. Lawrence. Go to the women's game.
Can
we talk about Notre Dame now?
As Nate mentioned, the weekend from homecoming weekend.
Notre from hell.
The men will host Notre Dame at Blue Cross. Notre Dame had to drop their ticket allotment.
Frauderdame.
Sorry,
that's just football.
That'll be a fun.
Excuse me. We're not getting into this now.
No. Can I also say something? RAT as a program has 998 wins all time. So if you're good at math, if we beat St. Lawrence, there is a chance that Notre Dame, who will more than likely be a ranked opponent coming into Blue Cross, could be program win number 1,000.
Which would be absolutely insane.
Which would be bonkers.
So let's go a little bit.
We'll talk about Notre Dame when we preview them. Let's keep going on the schedule. We're only 3 games in, and there's 30.
This is the episode we're previewing them in.
No, we're previewing Notre Dame after we play St. Lawrence.
Oh, that's true. My bad. Never mind.
Zero budget, zero planning podcast.
Also, I would like
we discussed our format for this episode literally 5 minutes ago.
So I would like to throw out there the fact that we discovered very hilariously that Notre Dame has their own Cameo system where you can go on and basically pay their athletes or alumni to leave specialized messages, and one active player for their hockey program and one incoming player for their hockey program are both on there. So there is a chance we could spend all of $12 and get their active
$12 worth it.
It's $12.
So worth it.
You basically pay the guy to make a Let's Go RIT video, and then we're going to just, maybe accidentally email it to Blue Cross so they can put it on the Jumbotron before the game starts. That would be genius. They
definitely can reject requests.
And that's why what we do is you make a video where you ask him to say certain words, and then you crop together the different words so he says, "Let's go Tigers." And puts it out there.
What is this, an episode of the Fairly Odd Parents?
Yes. All right, let's keep going because we got a big weekend after that too.
Yes, next weekend is massive.
Weekend after opens up conference play for the Tigers against one of our transfer players' former schools.
Sacred Fart.
The Luke Lushless
for like the
1,000th
time in the last year, we're playing Sacred Heart. Oh my gosh.
We always get playing them early in the year.
I am so sick of it.
They're a conference opponent. We always have to play them.
This is the 9th time in a year and a half we'll be playing Sacred Heart. 8th time at GPC of the 9.
That is very true. That's a lot of times they've been here.
Like, we haven't been to Sacred Heart since before COVID.
Well, that's because the last time was because half their team got COVID and we had to reschedule all the games, and they were still playing at the AHL rank. So we had to basically play one game at RIT, then one game at West Point.
Actually, I'm pretty sure the last games at Sacred Heart were the playoff series in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If I looked back right, because we didn't play them at all in 2021. We played them at home twice and then 3 times, I guess. And then, or no.
I think.
Yeah, you're
right.
You're right.
3 times?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've played 9 games against them straight that have either been at GPC or the one that was at West Point.
Which is insanity.
Ridiculous. What's our record in those games?
8-1.
2, 3.
Ah! Get crapped on, Sacred Fart.
No, am I wrong?
6-3.
That's still not bad. Well, because you got to think there was the one playoff loss.
Yeah, that was the one loss I was counting.
There was the sweep no, we swept them last year.
Oh no, you're right. I forgot we did get swept that weekend because we played like crap.
Shite.
I mean,
Crap.
in one of those games we scored 5 goals. The only problem is we gave up 9.
Yeah, that's not a
I
good thing.
don't want to talk about that game.
Dan, we're gonna forget that game
How long
happened.
is
That
the
doesn't count
penalty
anymore.
list for that game? Oh, holy
a
hell.
lot.
Including
so I would okay.
Bryson trapped out with 45 seconds left with a 5 in a game.
Dude, okay,
Oh,
yeah, but
Bryson
I was
trapped
also
out. What a
looking
guy.
like since January of 2022, this will be games 8 and 9
Good Lord.
against Sacred Heart.
I am
all
kind of
in
tired
Rochester
of playing
or
them.
Army.
I am tired of playing them, but at the same time, we do keep beating them, so I'm perfectly okay with continuing to play them.
Oh yeah, if we're gonna keep beating them, 3 consecutive games with a final of 3-1. By the way,
that's kind of scary. I don't like that.
Score prediction:
3-1.
3-1. Ugh, road games. After that,
Yeah,
gross.
Yeah.
Too far road games.
Yeah, that's true. Off to Holy Cross the following weekend, and then Army after that.
Holy Cross will be huge.
That's a big series.
Yeah, it is. That's a huge series.
2 big weekends right in a row. That is huge.
That could very well be a playoff preview. That game,
I think so.
That series. That's a that's a playoff preview right there.
It sucks that Holy Cross isn't coming here.
I know.
Maybe we'll
Who knows? Maybe they do.
Maybe we won't have to look at the poll every time we try and see the corner on the stream.
Nah.
Oh my god, I hated that
happen.
so much. That was actual nightmare. That was actual nightmare fuel. It's like that one random seat at Fenway that shows nothing.
Keep going, Dan.
That was somehow a subtle dig at Nate. After
none of our teams made the playoffs, okay? So we should all shut up.
That's fine.
But mine had triple-digit losses
for the 12th straight year in a row or something like that.
That
no, that math doesn't check out. Anyway,
no, considering they won a World Series less than 10 years ago.
That's true. Anyways,
more recently than the Yankees.
Nobody cares. Move on.
Hockey.
After Army, the Tigers come back home to play Mercyhurst. Then a week off, if I'm doing my math right, which I am. Then another non-conference series. Hey, I minored in math. The non-conference series is against the
University of No Hardware.
Also
we have played New Hampshire. We have played New Hampshire once.
It did not go well for New Hampshire.
Did not go well for them.
No, so they're probably not going to like having to come back here.
It's been 13 years, JJ. These kids were like 7.
Yeah, maybe their coaches weren't around.
No, their coach got fired retired.
Too. Oh, damn. Never mind. It's like, we'll just remind them of the last time we beat them.
Yes.
Then the first weekend.
Don't give up 3 goals in 1 minute and 34 seconds again.
Or do. We won't complain.
I'd rather that happen. That's cool with me.
So actually, hang on. The post-game recap for that game is on SoundCloud, and every once in a while I listen to it, and I get a little emotional because that was so much fun. Those were some of Ed's best calls ever. They were incredible. Oh, yeah. I'll put it in Discord before that game, but
that'll be fun to let's go back and listen to. So after the University of No Hardware,
the first weekend in December, the Colonials come back to GPC. And we get a 7 o'clock Saturday game that's not against an in-state opponent for once.
All right. So
there's no way that doesn't change before the.
We have a whiteboard plan for that game. During warm-ups, it's gonna say "Welcome back," and then when they come out for the game, it's gonna say "You still suck."
Yeah. The recently moneyless university will return.
And then that classic gets to come back. I'm so excited.
Yep.
That'll be a fun series. I'm very glad to have them back.
I think I was the only person out of the three of us that actually went to Robert Morris the last couple times we were there playing them.
Yeah, I didn't go.
Because I went in
I've only
2018
left the state
and then
once,
again in
so that tells
2019.
you that I haven't gone to Robert Morris.
I've been there a few times. It's
in your
interesting.
Life?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
What?
We're gonna kidnap Scully and bring him to Pittsburgh now.
You're coming to Pittsburgh with us.
Yeah, you have no choice now.
Hey, the one time I did leave was to go to Mercyhurst.
That's
For the
true.
first women's game a couple of years ago.
That series is going to be one I'm interested in, mostly because again, Robert, kind of like we talked about in our off-season review or whatever we want to call that episode. Robert Morris is going to be that weird, like, what do we expect from them team?
We'll know what
like
kind
that
of team
by
they
that
are,
point. I expect exactly. Well, they're either going to be hot garbage or they're going to be like mid. I don't see them being strong unless some absolutely wild stuff happens and they come out
if Chad
looking like
Beltry's
a pro team, but who knows? Yeah, but even then, like if they can't score, like there's only so much Chad can do. Like
if Riley St. Ange is Riley St. Ange.
That was terrible. I hate you for that. I mean, yeah. If things are clicking with them, if
they're not,
if things
it's
are
not a
clicking
team
for
full
them,
of freshmen, JJ. Oh my god, we're back.
Wow, we need to bring out better
clipped
Nate.
Out 4 times.
Yeah, no,
I know,
we're
right?
back.
Better Nate.
Can I at least
just kind of
the
look at
picture
it
of me
as
with the Atlantic Hockey Trophy?
no. It has to be a stupid picture of you. What was I gonna say? I don't know about them. They're a massive question mark to me. Because yes, they have pieces, but are those pieces going to gel and mesh? That's the question. Because if they don't gel and mesh, it doesn't matter what talent you have. That team has to, be working together. And they only have
it'll be interesting.
It will be interesting.
We'll know by then though. We'll worry about them when we get there.
Yes.
Following that, the Tigers travel to the Corner Crew's favorite opponent, the AIC Yellow Jackets.
See, I don't hate them as much as Niagara though. So
did they change their logo? Because it looks putrid now.
Yes, they did, and it's horrible.
It is actually somehow worse than their old one.
They had a great logo, and then they ruined it.
It's just like I don't know how you screw that up. Like your old logo was pretty good. Like
the muscular Yellow Jacket playing hockey was incredible, and then they screwed it up.
And they just made it 3 letters, and it just looks like it somehow looks like the Ace Hardware logo.
No,
like it kind of looks like that. It does look like that. All right, let's keep rolling.
I want to talk about
yes.
I don't see it, JJ. But anyway, by the way, those games are at 5:00 on a
Dan
Friday,
doesn't just looked it up.
and one on Saturday because the
Thunderbirds are home that night. Thunderbirds are home that night. I looked it up. Unfortunately, my dream is that like the Thunderbirds are playing the Amerks on the same night, or HG's playing AIC.
Hey, we got lucky enough with the Syracuse thing with the women this year.
That's gonna be awesome.
I'm gonna make Dan really mad right now, right? I'm gonna give AIC a message and I'm gonna clip the mic just to piss Dan off.
No
freaking building. Stop playing in an AHL field or stadium, whatever you want.
NAHL?
Oh my god!
It could be a field. Who cares?
The Thunderbirds are in the null now.
It'd be better than watching them play there. At least they have their own building to play in. Jesus.
Let's keep going.
Like, seriously, get your own building.
After AIC, the
for all 20 people that show up to watch
Christmas,
you play.
When they head to New Hampshire for... I'm going to butcher that if I try to pronounce it. Somebody else do it.
The Dartmouth Ledyard Classic.
Okay, I wouldn't have butchered it, but... they'll play...
Sorry, the Ledyard.
Yeah,
It's in New England.
I'm not New England enough for that.
Yes.
Tigers will play Maine on Friday, December 29th at 4, and then they will play Saturday at either 4 or 7:30 against Dartmouth or Lake Superior State.
Can I
That'll be
just say
fun. We've been in
something?
a tournament a
We
little
are
bit.
100% the favorite to win that tournament by a lot. Maine is middle of the pack Hockey East. Dartmouth and Lake State both suck.
We should totally win that tournament. If we don't, I will be very sad. I really wish I could,
upset.
I really wish I could go to that, but I just don't know if anybody from Corner Crew will be able to hack that. I'm sure people that are close will be able to will drive.
I
and
might
show
go.
up.
I don't know.
How about you also have family that you
keep
can
me in
stay
the-
with
keep me in the loop.
someplace
I have family
nearby?
in Vermont, about an hour away. So I could.
Keep me in the loop. I might tag along with you. Yeah, it's. Excuse me. If you're going, I'm going. Don't even give me that.
Have fun driving yourself.
I'll walk if I have to.
Yeah.
This is the first tournament we've been in like a long time.
Sorry
Since
guys,
the
I
icebreaker.
can't. Sorry guys, I can't spend Christmas with you. I got to start walking to New Hampshire.
I gotta walk to New Hampshire. It's gonna take me 5 weeks to get there. But yeah, that'll be a really fun
4
weekend.
days, 21 hours. You'll have to climb 18,000 feet
I love you just looked it up to see how far I
through
had
the
to walk.
mountains.
Done. I could do that.
Yeah, right.
I'd become the greatest fan of any sports team ever if I climbed a friggin' mountain to get to where my team is playing.
Have fun doing that in the middle of December. All right, then we come
Air
home.
travel's best, isn't it?
Then we come
Yeah,
home.
then we're back at home again. Thank God.
And have an interesting weekend. 2 games, not the same opponent both nights.
I absolutely despise this weekend with every ounce of energy in my soul.
Really?
Why?
I love it.
I love it. Stupid.
Why?
Because stupid Niagara doesn't let anyone it has to leave their freaking club facility open. And
JJ,
yes,
we're the weekend before, you idiot.
Oh, never mind.
This is the Clarkson and St. Lawrence weekend.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Canisius Niagara one. My bad.
Good Lord, dude.
I'm
Are
jumping
you
ahead.
looking at the schedule?
Yes, and I'm jumping ahead way too far.
I don't believe you. I can see your screen. You're not looking at the schedule.
It's on my phone, you clown. Anyways, go ahead,
Oh
Dan.
my God.
So as my co-host just hashed out, January 5th, a Friday, the Clarkson Golden Knights come to GPC. Well, they're Clarkson. You have to hate them.
I despise them.
Yeah, they're just a disgusting program with disgusting fans.
Yes.
And if I understand correctly, St. Lawrence
is at Niagara.
Is at Niagara that night, and then the two teams swap, and St. Lawrence will come to GPC Saturday.
So that's how they do it in ECAC too.
That's also how we do
I love
Liberty League play.
Yeah, I love that.
That's so weird.
Those will be fun games.
Yeah, they will.
Especially one of the last times we played Clarkson. The last time we played Clarkson at home, that was a hell of a game, even though nobody could be there.
At that point, I was just grateful to have RIT hockey.
Yeah, me too.
That's true.
And then they put up 8 freaking goals.
Yeah.
Did not see that one coming.
That was a fun one.
That was an interesting game for sure.
That was also the night I almost got kicked out of policy.
Attaboy, Scully.
Yeah, damn, it's pretty.
Not for the reasons that you think, Nate.
Boo.
There's a story here.
Yes, there is. I'm not gonna tell it on a podcast.
Which means you're telling it after then.
But so you're telling us the minute the record button is clicked off.
The following weekend is the one JJ hates. On Thursday, January 11th, the Tigers head to Niagara. And then Saturday, they'll play Canisius at home.
Okay.
I don't mind that day off in between because the women are home that Friday night, so we get
So we'll get 3
straight
days.
days of RIT hockey.
But
And
here's
then
my
there's
issue with
two
this.
there's 2 games that Saturday. So
Here's my issue with this. Niagara is very clearly not prioritizing their D1 team anymore because this is now the second year
no, it's
straight.
because there's a basketball game.
Oh, there
They
isn't a
want-
club game Friday? Oh,
Well, there
wow.
is a club game Friday, but it's
And
because
there
there's
we
a
go.
basketball game.
I can't wait to
Almost
go to
like
Niagara.
basketball makes universities more money.
I can't
Why
wait
is the
to
Saturday Niagara game at 5 later on? Ugh.
because they don't want us there. That's why.
No,
It's
the
at
let's
home,
be real.
JJ.
It's the home game.
Oh, never mind. Listen.
JJ, please look at the schedule.
Listen. The only reason people are going to go to Niagara this year is to go watch Brian Gianta warm the plank on the bench. So let's just be
He's
aware.
not
of that.
on the team. He's not on their coaching staff.
Yes, he is. Isn't he a bench coach?
No,
this
he's
year?
not. No,
What is he then?
he's the assistant coach for the junior Amerks.
Didn't Niagara bring
As
Bring
a
him
player
in
development
the offseason?
consultant at the end of last season.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And then he got hired by the junior Amerks.
I could have sworn I heard him as a bench coach. I don't know why, but
Not
whatever.
this year.
So then there really will be nobody there to watch them because there's no reason to go watch Niagara hockey.
You are correct.
They are the laughing stock of Division I college athletics.
Pittsburgh.
That's definitely not true, but
Oh wait, no, I skipped.
No, it definitely
Peaches.
is true. That'll be a big series.
That'll be a big game.
Yeah.
The defending champs coming to town. That's
Like,
our title.
I want to just destroy them. I want to put up
They-
like 17 and just
They
make them home
took our title from us. I want it. I want it back.
because yeah, it's true. I just want to beat them. I just like whenever we play them, I just want to just rip them.
Also, I only
Just
have
destroy
3
them.
more RAT Canisius games with my sister as a student at Canisius, so we need to win these games.
imagine having
And-
siblings.
Yeah.
That wasn't that funny.
Only child Scully over here.
It wasn't funny.
Why
at
are you
all.
laughing so hard?
I'm so sad. Imagine having siblings.
Dan is like sitting in the corner like Harry Potter on the stairs.
Pittsburgh.
And
Yes, Pittsburgh.
and now I don't even get the joke that is used to make fun of me because I've never seen Harry Potter.
Oh,
What is wrong with you?
I
All right,
also,
we're
JJ,
I'm
you're
learning
not gonna like
so
this.
many
I haven't
things
seen
about
Star
Dan
Wars
Scully
either.
right now.
oh my god. All right, this is it.
And
Or-
you go
or
to, and you
Lord
went
of
to
the
RAT,
Bro, I'm gonna make you wear the trooper helmet in that box.
and you
this
went
year.
to
I'm gonna make you
RAT.
wear that.
Yes, I went to RIT.
Dan Scully just turned the entirety of the student body
Thank
against
God you
him by
like
saying
hockey. I don't know where you would have fit in.
that. Anyways, Pittsburgh, Robert Morris, the return
Robert Morris.
to them.
Oh, let's go
Gross.
through the rest of this.
At Robert Morris, the 19th and 20th of January, a 7 and a 6 o'clock start. Interesting.
I don't mind that 6 o'clock start on Saturday. It means we won't be getting home at like 2 in the morning.
Here's the thing I'm interested to see about that game. That game is kind of later on in the year. I fully expect their women's and men's hockey games to be full barns when they're at home. At least for the first few weeks when people are like, we have a hockey team to watch now and they're gonna
Yeah,
pile
we
in.
should get tickets relatively early for that.
But here's the other thing. If their team comes out and sucks, people might not be going. So it might be
We
different.
should still get tickets early for that.
Yes, because their building is really small. Like it's smaller than
Yeah.
Dwyer, so we should probably
And they
probably
actually
get some
have
seats for
fans,
that.
So
Well, and if I
they do.
remember
They have
right,
a large
during the campaign to bring them back, there was
season
sort
ticket drive.
sort of a
yes,
Mhm.
there was.
like not
Because
just
John
a
was talking
season
about that.
ticket drive, but like if you wanted to support from outside the Pittsburgh area where you weren't going to use the season tickets, they could be donated to other organizations too.
I think they donated them to students.
Oh, that could be.
think
Either
they did
way,
I know the Penguins were involved in like helping bring them back at one point before they kind of jumped off the train, or at least weren't as active as they were before. But the Penguins, I know they helped out a bunch in helping bring that program back.
And good on them. I mean, that's an organization that nearly left Pittsburgh too.
Yes. I mean, Robert Morris, I
Twice.
mean, like they have a long history. Like they have a very long history. Like it was very sad to see them go. I'm really happy to see them back this year. I honestly fully expect those buildings to be full. Like I
Well,
expect games to be
I'm
packed
excited because more on the women's side too, but real quick on the women's team. Before RAT, there were only 2 CHA champions ever. Mercyhurst and Robert Morris.
Yep. And Robert
I'm
Morris
like 90% sure
dominated this
that was a
conference
thing.
for a long time on the women's side.
And
they
and
dominated.
on the men's side too, they were always consistently at championship weekend. Every year,
Oh yeah,
they were consistently there. Whether they won or lost, they were, and they won a title in, I believe it was 2014.
And I remember in 2018 when we went to Harbor Center for the semifinal weekend or the championship weekend.
Yeah.
We sat there for the first game, and Robert Morris occupied a chunk of that building. They had a lot of people there. It stunk because obviously, like we all know people from RMU, and it was like their media team really was barely almost even able to go because the school didn't have enough money to actually pay to send them there. That was a sad reality they had to face. And then miraculously, I think they got a donation or something. I forget what John said, but somewhere along the line they got the money to be able to send the media team
for it.
Probably the team might have paid for it, but like they were able to send their student media team, and those guys were grateful to be there. And then I don't think RMU I don't think made championship weekend again after that, and that was kind of the last we saw them in a Final Four before their program was unjustly destroyed by Chris Howard. So there's that. So I don't care name dropping him. He's an awful human being, and he doesn't deserve any sort of positive recognition for what he did to that school. Then we get Bentley. That game, those are two auto dubs in my book.
Did you just reference that commercial?
What?
No.
What commercial?
What commercial?
Okay. I'm
Nate, why are you smiling?
It's not worth explaining. It really isn't because it's such a dumb spot.
Okay. Sounds good.
So this is 2 wins, right?
Nothing is a cheap 2 wins.
Nothing's
in this
a guarantee.
No, we're winning. I'm sorry, we're winning both of those games.
Nothing is a guarantee in Atlantic hockey.
Unless 90% of our roster is hurt and we have to pull guys up from the club team.
Do not speak that into existence. That has happened before.
Yeah, I know it has.
We won a championship.
Honestly, you know what? I'd love to. I want to see our club team play Bentley and see how they do. Yes.
No.
We'd probably be fairly competitive against them.
All right, we don't need to talk much about Bentley.
No, they're just
whatever.
They're hot trash. Continue on, please.
Then why is it a Thursday, Saturday home and home against Niagara?
Because Niagara sucks. We've been over this.
Because they like their club team more. That's why.
Of course, the irony here being that I'm more likely to be able to go to a Thursday away game.
I also really don't. I don't like this is becoming. I
like going to games with Dan Scully. We don't go to very many hockey games together.
Dan sitting with us is great. I don't like how this is becoming a pattern.
Go to more.
I don't like how this is becoming a pattern with them, where the men's team is constantly playing on Thursdays. That's driving me insane.
What are you gonna do? Basketball makes more money for them.
Hey,
They're basketball
you nuts
is basketball even playing at that point?
Last year.
Basketball, yeah, basketball is playing both of those nights, those Fridays.
You've checked that already?
Yes, and I'm pretty sure one of those games is the Canisius game.
Oh, that'll be
the Niagara Canisius game.
So what we do is we ask the C block to join forces with us on Saturday. I'm actually down for that. I know we clowned them last year, but like if they wanted to join forces against Niagara, I am totally down for having them jump on board with us. That'd be hilarious. The enemy is my friend. And Nate, we could probably make that happen because your sister's still involved with that, so we probably could make that happen.
No, she's not.
Oh, well, maybe we could see if she could help us out then. That'd be really funny.
I have my ways.
We'll have to make something work there. All right.
Then a trip out to Erie, Friday and Saturday.
Yep. 2 wins. Keep going. And then home games the rest of the year.
That's fan. I love that.
I almost
love ending the year on
questioned you and then
games, home wins.
realized what you meant.
You got what I was saying.
So 3 of those 4 home games will be
3. Oh, I got you. I get where you're going. Okay.
Physically speaking, yeah.
3 of those 4 home games will be at Gene Policini Center.
The other one is at our home away from home at the Harbor Center. Tiger Center, that's right. Because we now own that building.
Our house.
In the middle of our street.
On top of a parking garage.
We need to find a way to like one up that video that was made last year explaining to the C Block how to get to their building. That was just legendary.
Oh, God, that was amazing.
We got to find a way to one up that somehow. I don't know how.
Should we give them directions on how we get there? Because it's a heck of a lot harder.
That actually would be like compete with them.
Yeah.
We have more people than you do. Here's how we get there. This is how easy it is compared to you.
I'm a little upset that we only go there once. And it's the last game of the year. Which could be big.
That's great.
That could be a big game.
That could be huge.
It could
be meaningless. Who knows?
It could also be meaningless. Or it could be meaningless for one team and really important for the other.
Hopefully it's meaningless for us again. That was kind of nice.
I kind of liked going into that last weekend and knowing we already had the one spot.
It was kind of nice watching the chaos unfold in 2 through 8 and not having us be a part of it.
Also, I'm not going to lie. I really loved playing Air Force and having them just like be out there to be out there because they had like nothing to play for at that point because they weren't going to the postseason at all. That was just humorous to me.
But I am also glad that everybody's getting in again.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Did we go over the playoff format?
Did they switch it back?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't. I thought
did
they.
We go,
I thought they kept it.
I don't remember.
If we didn't go over it, I'll go over it quick. So there's an extra week this year built into the regular season schedule before the NCAA tournament, just based on how the Frozen Four falls. So if we go to March, Saturday, March 2nd is the first weekend of playoffs. Because there's 11 teams in Atlantic hockey. 1 through 5 will get a bye that weekend. 6 plays 11, 7 plays 10, 8 plays 9 in a single game elimination at the higher seed. And then they reseed, and then the weekend of the 8th, 9th, and 10th is the quarterfinals. 1 plays the lowest seed to, whatever.
Yep.
Weekend of the 15th through 17th is the semifinals, best of 3. And then March 23rd is the Atlantic Hockey Championship game at the highest remaining seed. Hopefully is at the Policini Center. That place is going to be an absolute zoo.
I really hope so this year. I really do. I want that so bad. I thought we were going to have it last year, and I was just kind of like, we're going to get through Holy Cross, and Canisius is going to come in. It's going to be a mess. Rivalry game.
Could you imagine
rivalry for the championship?
In the championship game at GPC?
Holy mother of God!
My notes would have been this long.
There would have been
the brawls we had in the 2 games prior.
There would have been about 714 penalties with about 1,815 total minutes in each game.
As long as there were no disqualifications or suspensions, because then they would have been out for the tournament.
Screw it for them.
Well, yeah, because their season would have been over.
Which means the suspensions would have carried over to their first game this year.
Oh, correct. Whatever. I'm done talking about last year.
I thought you were going to say I'm done talking about this year.
So yeah, that's our schedule for this year. A lot of good weekends in there. There's some weekends I think that matter more than others. Not saying that certain things don't matter, but I think there's more weekends that we should be focusing on more just because there's bigger matchups. Like for me, I think playing against Bentley is just kind of a whatever because who cares? Wait, where's Air Force focus
right before Canisius.
I was gonna say, like, what the heck? I don't think we mentioned Air Force at all, did we?
No, we didn't. We just skipped over them.
Yeah, that's them.
They should be on a rebound. Out to Air Force for once.
Thank God.
Yeah. Jeez.
I think Michelle's being nice to us, not having to make us do that.
Well, that was a Bob thing.
Maybe it's gone now because of Michelle. Yeah, so let's hope.
That was a Bob thing.
If that's the case, that's another reason to like Michelle. So we were talking about our new league commissioner, if anyone is not aware yet. So let's jump into a little bit. I think Nate alluded to it earlier. Let's talk about returning roster and freshmen. I don't know, I'll let you decide where you want to start with from there, and we'll just kind of roll from that point.
We can talk about some returners here, highlight a few.
Yes.
I think there is 3 main players we want to highlight, and they were named to the Atlantic Hockey preseason first team.
Yeah.
Gianfranco Casero,
Obviously,
aka the 2024 Hobie Baker Award winner.
we hope.
Is back for a 3rd season with the Tigers, his 5th and final college hockey season.
Sad.
Very sad. JoJo was insane last year. We all know it. He broke the all-time goal record for a defenseman with 14. He's back. He's got a letter on his jersey, even though I think he had one last year. Maybe not.
Did he? I don't think he did.
No, I don't think he did, but he does now.
He earned it.
Earned it.
He also had that
leader on the back end.
Yeah,
that pair of him and Aiden Hansen-Bukata, especially on the power play,
is lethal.
Is disgusting.
Lethal.
So
lethal.
Very excited for those two to have another year together.
He also had that absolute nuke of a slapper again. It's Mercyhurst that sent them packing, which was hilarious. So that was great.
That was the number 1 highlight for me last year.
That was the number 1 highlight of the conference last year.
Atlantic Hockey Rookie of the Year, Atlantic Hockey Player of the Year, Atlantic Hockey Preseason Player of the Year. Just call him whatever you want. Silky Wilkie is back for his junior season.
Wait, we also talked about his co-player of the year, Ryan Nicholson.
Ryan Nicholson, thank you, Atlantic Hockey, for showing that out.
Well, taking a second, we're taking to that. They posted the graphic this morning of the preseason poll player of the year was Carter Wilkie. On that graphic was a very clear picture of Ryan Nicholson, and we started absolutely clowning the life out of him. Ryan Nicholson himself reposted the picture to his Instagram story and had, "It is an honor to share this individual award with you, Carter Wilkie." And I was literally dying. I was seeing jokes like identity theft isn't a joke, Ryan, and things like that, which was great. And then Atlantic very quickly realized they screwed it up, so they took it down, reposted it with a larger picture of Carter instead of the Ryan one, and they continue to get clowned even more. And really quickly, because it's really funny and I want everyone to see it, Ryan Nicholson took it on his accord to post that, just crossed out Carter's name and put his own head on it, and now he is the preseason ball player of the year. So that is not where Dan's name comes from, is that whole thing. For those listening on Discord, on Spotify or Apple that can't see it, Dan's name in Zoom right now is Atlantic Hockey Co-Preseason Statistician of the Year, in reference to the Atlantic Hockey media team's literal screw up.
Are you ready?
Yes.
This was the accolades for Carter Wilkie last year.
Mm-hmm.
He was a 4-time Player of the Week.
Yep.
2-time Player of the Month in November and January. He was on the all-academic team. He was a Hobie Baker Award nominee. He was first team all-conference and Player of the Year. That was just last year.
Yeah, I don't see how you don't name him Player of the Year for the preseason poll. I don't see how you do that.
He was also a 7-time Rookie of the Week his freshman year, which is still nuts to me. It just seemed like it was every other week.
Didn't he win like half the rookie? Didn't he win like half of the Rookie of the Week titles?
Won a bunch of them.
He won most of them.
And then the brick wall. Won Thomas Louis Scarfoni. Coming back for a junior year. Got robbed of goalie of the year last year. I will riot every time that comes up.
Yeah, that was such a stupid thing.
That was so dumb.
That's right. He'll win it this year.
Who else is coming back? Grad students coming back, as JJ mentioned. Ryan Nicholson coming back for his 5th season on the blue line.
I'm going to be very interested to see who they pair with him on the blue line, because
it'll probably be
Spencer Barry were like lights out. Last year we called him and Barry the brick wall before the brick wall, so it was kind of like, who do you pair with him now to really seal that?
What else we got? Elijah Gonzalez coming back. Very excited for that.
That lights out scorer.
Oh, my captain, Caleb Moritz.
Can we actually call him Captain America?
Sorry, Dr. Captain. Dr. Captain.
Can we actually call him Captain America because he's from the United States and not Canada?
I kind of like that, actually. We should definitely use that.
He can borrow my shield if he wants it.
Just because I remember Ed retweeting something along these lines at some point last year. That poem you referenced is about Lincoln's funeral, by the way.
No way.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
I have no idea what you're talking about, so.
That's beautiful.
And now no one will. All right.
And anybody I haven't mentioned that you guys are watching this year? So I've got one.
I have one also. I'll let Dan go first.
I mean, there's too many to choose from here.
This lineup is loaded.
Yeah, it is.
It's nuts. Mine is Tyler Mahan. I think it's Tyler Mahan and Evan Miller, because Evan Miller came out last year and had a goal in the first game of the season and then was literally never heard from again. So I'm kind of like, I want to see Evan Miller come out, and like, he got off to a hot start against Union and then we really didn't see much from him. So I think he's got it in him to come out and really just take over and be a presence. And then Tyler Mahan obviously had a fantastic rookie campaign. I think you could argue he should have been up there for Rookie of the Year.
If that one guy from Army didn't have the year he had, Mahan
it would have been Tyler Mahan.
Yeah.
So I expect big things out of him for sure. And then obviously, obviously our boy Luke. I hope
we haven't gotten him yet.
Fine, whatever. He definitely is a returning player, but
not for us.
Just in a different colored jersey now.
I was gonna say Grady Hobbs.
Yeah, that's another good one.
I didn't think about Hobbsy.
He was
quiet
on a team
really
like this. He's kind of a sleeper, but
his numbers were pretty solid last year.
Well, because you have your top line of Laskowski, Wilkie, and Andrew. Who Laskowski was one of my guys. Those are going to get the top guys on the other team out with them. So that opens up, a guy like Mahan, Isabel, like you said, Hobbsy, bunch of those guys. Like, they're going up against second and third line guys who might not have the speed to keep up. This RAT team is loaded top to bottom in all facets of the game. Yep. Offensively, defensively, in net. Oh my God. Is this the best Tiger team we've ever had? I'm not saying it is, but it could be. It could be.
It could be.
And we've had some good teams.
And you also look at the fact that now that scholarships are in play, you gotta think about the fact that the guys coming in are going to be even better than guys we've been getting in the past, and that's saying something because we've dominated this conference for years. So it's not even like
I got two more.
Yes,
a healthy Dmitry Microgianakis.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
He wasn't healthy till late January. Let's be honest. He came back in late November, I think.
He was out.
He wasn't himself until the end of January. And then he turned it on. I think he finished the year with like 4 goals, and those 4 came in February and March.
And
they're big games.
Clutch situations, too.
Yes.
Exactly. Massive game standing wise.
And then another one I got is Xavier Lapointe.
Yeah.
A guy who he was in and out of the lineup last year as a freshman, might get into the lineup a little bit more. In his shot, if you remember his goal against Mercyhurst,
it was disgusting.
Game 2, that was the most. I happened to watch it earlier today. Oh my God, that thing was a laser.
Yeah, it was a shot.
Tyler Harmon didn't stand a chance.
I don't think he even saw it.
He went top shelf blocker side, and it was in and out of the net so fast.
And he was by the blue line. Like, he was back there.
He was right at the top of the circle, and he just let it go on a wrist shot. It was disgusting.
I'm fully convinced he just launched it to hope it would just deflect off someone, and one of our guys up there could just doink it in.
It went clean in. He took the shot to try to score.
I don't think he meant to actually. Yeah, I'm like that shot just seems like a YOLO. Someone down there somewhere. I'll just take a shot and it'll just pop off somewhere, or it'll go in. Who knows? But
one guy I do want to mention too, and unfortunately we discovered that he has a little bit of an injury going on due to a post on Instagram, was Adam Jeffrey.
That's not,
because he's a guy that was finally going to be healthy. He had a very serious injury his last year of junior. Could have gone to junior again, but he can't. Wayne wanted him to come and work out here and get healthy and get ready to go for the second half. And he was so quietly very, very good. And then turned it on in the playoffs, was in the lineup every night.
He gave us 2 goals during the playoffs.
Yeah. He turned it on in the playoffs, finally got some points, and played really solid for us in the postseason. And now he's hurt again. I just hope it's not serious because he was a guy I was really looking forward to this year. I mean, he's 6'5". He's the biggest guy on the team, and it's really not close.
He's like the Hulk. He's massive.
Yeah.
He gives me Chris McKay flashback size. Like, he's huge.
Yeah, he's a big boy. More Jordan Peacock because he's a forward. But.
That's true. Peacock. I miss that man. The one thing about Jeffrey I will say is that at least his injury, it looked like he was just in a cast. So hopefully it's just like maybe he misses a month and he's back. Like, hopefully that's all it is.
Hopefully we don't know.
We don't know what the injury. Yeah, we don't know what the injury is. All we know
is not going to be ready to go for the start of the year in a week.
Definitely not. I mean, the picture the team posted, he is very clearly in a cast. We don't know what the injury is. Like Nate said, we're not going to speculate, but hopefully it's not too serious and he's able to rejoin the team quickly.
Because he can play a big role on this team this year, and
yeah,
I think he's ready to take that next step.
I also look at this as it's almost unfair to have us pick a handful of guys because it's everybody. They all made an impact. There's a reason this team was nationally ranked multiple times last year, is because this roster just was complete. It was a complete roster head to toe. There was no weaknesses anywhere. Everybody had strengths they brought to the table. Each line had a job that they were able to accomplish damn near perfectly. So I look at this and go, yes, there are some guys we don't mention, like, like Dougie Scott or who else am I thinking of? Even Kobe Matthews last year. Like, yeah, he's on the bench the whole time, but like he's there, he's serving a role and he's doing it well. There's a bunch of guys that could very easily get in there and just wreck. And I think this year you're going to see those guys, now that guys like Kobe and Petrucci have moved on and they're no longer with us, they're going to have those not dead, like no longer with the team. Sorry, that kind of sounded like they were dead.
Yeah, it kind of did.
Correct that. For the record, Kobe Walker is very much still alive, and so is Andrew Petrucci. Nobody gets sad. They're just not here playing anymore. But which is even more sad if you think about it. But you get what I'm saying. But that their departures from the team have made openings for these guys like LaPointe, Jeffrey to come up, really step in and do some damage and fill some roles.
And I looked at the line chart from Game 3 against Holy Cross. There are 4 spots on the roster open.
Yeah,
going to be a bloodbath to try to figure. I mean, guys are going to have to earn a spot, and it's good. It helps everybody.
It makes everyone better.
Many good dudes is a good problem to have.
All right.
Speaking of new dudes, they're going to
talk about new dudes. Let's talk about.
You took my transition from me, you bastard.
Screw you. I want to start with 3 guys, and I'm going to give you a number. 242.
Is it Catalano?
Penalty minutes?
Catalano, yeah.
I mean, considering the way the Maryland Black Bears played this past weekend, that sounds about right.
Oh, Matthew Wild, yeah.
Matthew Wild, Christian Catalano, and Tyler Fukakusa. I'm going to butcher that name all season. When they played together on a line with the Toronto Junior Canadians in 2021-2022, combined for 242 points.
Can somebody say NHL create a team?
Oh my God. In 52 games.
Yeah, they're going to just come on the ice to the EA
As
Sports
a line,
jingle.
they combined for 4.7 points per game.
That's insane.
And then last year, because Catalano moved on to play in the NOL for the Maryland Black Bears, 57 points in 59 games, 140 penalty minutes, by the way. But he was also a plus 26.
God, he fits right in.
Yeah, he fits right in. Had 100 the year before. Matthew Wild and Tyler Fukakusa combined for 191 on a line together, which is insanity. Fukakusa in 15 playoff games that year. All 3 of them played together. He had 9 goals, 11 assists. And then last year, in 11 games, he had 15 points. 105 points last year in 53 games, averaged just over 2 points a game, if I did my math right. Just under 2 points a game. These three kids are legit.
Yeah.
They're legit. From what I've heard out of training camp, these guys are good.
And they very well could fill 3 of those 4 open slots too.
And Matthew Wild's not somebody to sleep on either. Like, I feel like Fukakusa and Catalano are going to get a lot of the talk. Matthew Wild had 86 points last year, 42 goals. These kids are goal scorers, but they can also move the puck. Part of me wants to see all 3 of them on a line together in the Guelph game, but I also wouldn't mind splitting them up to play with other guys to maybe spread out that scoring. Now, let me say this. This doesn't mean it's going to translate to the college game.
No.
I'm not expecting these guys to go out and put up 242 combined points this year.
I wouldn't complain if they did.
I would take it very much so. But let's be honest, it's not going to happen. They went from playing with 18, 19, 20-year-olds. Now they're going to be playing with 24, 25-year-olds.
Yeah,
there is a
difference.
A big step. Guys are bigger, faster, stronger, and they hit a heck of a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be keen in on those kids because people like to pick on the freshmen, which is fine. But we'll see. I'm very excited for those 3. Those are the 3 big ones coming in this year. Kevin Scott, once his page loads, because my laptop sucks. I have it open though. I hate this thing so much. Kevin Scott is a 6'3" defenseman. Thank God for some size finally on the back end. Plays a role. I say that nicely. He only had 6 points in 50 games, but you know what that tells me? It means he's the shutdown defenseman that doesn't get a lot of points, but he's the guy that's going to play very well in his own zone. And he also played for the Maryland Black Bears, had 65 penalty minutes in 60 games.
I'm sensing a trend here. Are you guys?
I'm sensing a trend with that team. Hey, Wayne knows what he likes. All right,
Hey, it could be way more considering you also get an automatic misconduct for fights in the NAHL.
That's true.
Had 44 in the USHL last year with Fargo. I'm gonna go. Didn't really watch a ton of him, so I don't want to, go out and say things that. But like, I think he's your role guy. He's your shutdown defenseman. He's your guy that kills penalties. I mean, he's a +12, so and you get an automatic 6 for your points. But so I mean, it'll be. I'm looking forward to see what he brings. I feel like
it's not an automatic 6. You don't get a plus for scoring on the power play.
That's true. I don't have power play goals, but yeah, I'm excited to see what he can bring. Obviously he's going to play a little bit different role than the other 3 that we just talked about. Obviously he's a defenseman, but he could be your Spencer Berry type player. Your guy that he stays back while Jojo Casero or Ryan Nicholson jump into the rush to create a 4-on-2 where, he's a guy that stays back and can play very well in his own zone, especially in front of Tommy, who we know Tommy likes to scramble a little bit. So not much, not like Logan Draken, but.
Oh my
God! I knew you were going to say that. I knew it,
dude. The freaking meme. Do you guys remember the meme where it's the cruise ship in the far distance, and it's like the corner crew screaming and freaking out, and then it's like the guy in the random surfboard. It's like Logan Drackett chasing the puck. It's just like, oh my God! Just Tommy, don't do anything even remotely close to that, please. That would just scare the life out of me. Also,
Also, if Logan's watching this by any chance, we love you, but you did scare us sometimes.
Yes, you scared us many times. Please don't do it. Yeah.
If I had a cardiologist, my bill would have been through the roof.
Exactly. Also, Wayne, if you're watching this, I need to make sure that next year you recruit a guy that's either first or last name is Alexander, so we can put Alexander and Catalano on the same line and have that commercial jingle come back, because that would be incredible.
God, no.
The heavy hitters are all you need. Call 1-800-LAW-1333.
Crossley Stewart. This is a name.
That's a great name. Crossley. I love that.
Crossley. Another 6'3" defenseman. 10 goals, 44 assists. So he's your guy that jumps into the play.
Mm-hmm.
So him and Kevin Scott would pair perfectly together. 54 points in 47 games, had 51 penalty minutes. Our kind of guy with Burlington last year in the OJHL. 6 points in 12 playoff games. Yeah, another defenseman that can move the puck. I think we're very strong on the back end, so it might be tough for him and Scott to get into the lineup. But when they do, I'm very excited to watch them play because I think they're going to bring a lot to our team. And JJ's favorite newcomer, and last but not least, Luke Lush is an RAT Tiger. He is, if you don't remember him, he was Sacred Heart's goalie last year.
If you were born today, that's pretty much how you don't know that he's
now
an RAT Tiger. If you were literally born moments ago. Because we have been talking about it for a while now. We were very happy and very excited.
Last year was Sacred Heart. 35 games played, 14, 16, and 3. 899 save percentage and 2.69 goals against. That 899 save percentage doesn't tell you how good of a goaltender he is.
He's very good.
He's very good.
He is
in the games we have played against him, he is very good.
And I am also going to 100% take credit with the corner crew that we are the reason he's here. So, yep, definitely not any other sort of academic
probably
reason.
Not academic, probably an academic reason, but I like where you're going with that. So
probably because we gave him that cutout that had his head on it, and he loved it.
I think we were perhaps the cherry on top.
You have the cutout? No, he has it. We gave it to him after when he came out last year. Also, I'm really shocked that Nate's mic didn't disappear into the green screen.
There it goes.
Now it's gone. He's probably coming back to sit down again. Oh my lord. That is haunting. He has the poster. That has got to be one of the
That's the one he signed.
That's got to be one of the greatest posters and one of the greatest moments in the history of the corner crew is the fact that an opposing goaltender DM'd us and was like, I want this poster. Can I have it? It's awesome. And we're like, next year after you graduate. And he just was so happy. He came out, signed it.
He was cool, man. He was a cool guy.
Seemed to care that they lost. He just kind of came out.
Nah, he was cool.
Oh. And I do really hope he gets to play with Sacred Heart. I know, right? Do you remember the absolute pandemonium that happened in the Discord when that came out? Was Luke Lush is coming to RA? People didn't believe it for like a good week, and then like a credible source was like,
than that.
Some credible source was like, "No, he going."
Before you had tried to tell people that he was coming, someone else, I think it might have been Shannon, had found like evidence to believe.
It was Nate. Nate did. Nate and Shannon, both of them did.
Saw a tweet.
There was some random tweets that he was going there. And then because we then put that tweet into the College Hockey News Discord server, and nobody in there believed it either. And then it finally came out. And we were like, "Oh, we were right. He's actually coming."
Wait a minute! Wasn't that might have been where we found the tweet? Was that Discord server?
No,
I saw it on my Twitter feed.
No, because we saw it, and then somebody put it in that Discord channel in the recruiting tab.
Because I saw it on my Twitter feed.
Because what happened was that tweet comes out.
Sorry, X.
Yep, yeah, whatever you want to call it. That tweet comes out. It ends up in our server, and then ends up in the other server in the College Hockey News Discord. And people just weren't believing it. And then like towards the end of the semester in like late April, like before finals, when like the tours are happening, some like random person in the Discord was like, yeah, Luke Lush and his family are just wandering around the inside of Saunders right now. And it was like, apparently that tweet really has to be right, because why else is he here looking around? And it was like, oh, it's happening. This is so great. But yeah, if you have not already, go on Amazon and get your rubber llama masks, because those are about to be very useful when that happens.
If his first start is that Saturday Sacred Heart game, I'm gonna lose my living mind.
Oh my God! First of all, he's gonna play against golf. We all know that.
Yeah,
they're gonna put him in against golf, which means that will be where the llama masks. Whatever. I'm calling them golf. I don't give a crap what they're called.
Golf. I can't play golf.
Well,
Guelph. What you know what
Guelph.
their name is dumb. I'm not calling them that. They're
You
gonna get called
probably
golf.
pronounce it Mississauga too, don't you?
Mississauga. I thought that's how you.
Oh my god.
No, sorry.
So I was
No,
right.
wait, I'm thinking of something different. No, I'm thinking of something different. It's Mississauga. Never mind.
Okay.
I knew
those
that
are. I don't know what's going on. Those are
We've gone
our
off the rails again. What else do you
newcomers
expect?
to the 2023-2024 Tigers. Very excited. Gonna be a fun year.
It's gonna be a great year.
We should talk about some news that dropped today.
Yes, I
The
will.
conference.
I'll take that one if nobody minds.
Do you have the article pulled up? Because I want to talk about everybody, not just our guys.
What are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, I thought you were talking about the preseason poll. I have that
Well,
pulled
yeah.
up. If you want to go into the other stuff first, we can do the preseason poll in a second. I will let you start with that then.
Well, now let's do the poll. I like the poll.
All right, so the poll.
Go from last to first.
Yes. So the poll, for those who did not see it, the preseason poll is voted on by the coaches, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So this is ranked from 11 to 1. I'm going to order from bottom to top. 11 is Bentley, 10 is Robert Morris, 9 is Mercyhurst, 8 is Air Force, 7 is Army West Point, 6 is those Purple Freaks from Niagara, 5 is the Canisius Golden Girls, 4 is Holy Cross, 3 is AIC, 2 Sacred Heart, and 1 Lonely at the top is RIT.
You can say Lonely at the top if we got all 11 votes and we didn't. Just so
we wouldn't get all 11
Yeah,
votes
that was-
because Wayne couldn't vote for
Sorry,
himself.
Yeah,
10.
Wayne can't vote.
10.
Yeah, Wayne
Sorry,
can't
10
vote for
votes.
us. Who
10.
didn't vote? Oh, it doesn't say who doesn't vote. I wish we
Doesn't
could
say.
know
I
that.
wish they would, because you know for a fact one of those votes not for us is Eric Lang, and then the other one is Jason Lammers.
Is Jason Lammers. I was going to say definitely.
Guaranteed.
It's those two clowns for sure, because they're a bunch of salty weenies. That's why, especially Eric Lang. I hate that man.
We know.
Yeah. So if we look at this and just kind of talk about our general thoughts, the
I want to say
first thing
Robert
that jumps
Morris
out to me is they have Robert Morris at. I agree with where that is.
I would flip them in Mercyhurst.
No, I agree with where Robert Morris
Yes,
is.
I think Mercyhurst has lost a lot. They have a lot new coming in. I can't see them finishing higher than.
And they have off-season drama.
We're not talking about it.
I know. I'm just mentioning that they had off-season drama, so that's going to be a point of contention for them, trying to get away from that. Air Force
is too low.
Higher. I look at this and I go, Robert Morris is good where they are. We don't know what to expect from them yet. You can't put them higher than that. I think the only reason Bentley isn't 10 is because their coach did he leave or was fired? I always forget. They have a new coach, and like half their team went to the portal and left. So it's like obviously something's wrong there. And last year they were also dead last too. They stunk. So I'm looking at this going, they are rightfully at 11. They belong there.
I had Holy Cross at second.
Yeah, I don't like Holy Cross is way too low. Holy Cross beat AIC in the postseason.
Okay, so let me just say this: the top 5 teams all belong in the top 5.
Yeah, they're accurate, totally accurate.
I think Holy Cross should be 2. I think AIC should be 3. Sacred Heart 4. 4A.
I would put Sacred Heart 3, AIC 4.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Well,
I hate that.
Well, first of all, Eric Lang can eat one if you are, for all I care. And then
I would also flip Army and Niagara.
I almost think Canisius could be 6. Honestly, I would move Army up higher.
Canisius, all right, fine. Canisius, Niagara, and Army are all interchangeable.
Because they lost like 16 guys.
A lot. They lost a lot.
They lost,
and Army didn't lose much either. And they were actually, if they didn't crap the bed in the last week, they would have had home games.
Yeah, they would have had home games. Because I look at this and I go, Niagara lost a bunch. Not a lot, but they lost a bunch. I think they should be lower, not just because we hate them, but because they should be lower.
My only thing is Niagara does have a goalie in Fisk.
That's true. They do have Fisk.
I think and they have Shane Ott, who's still very good. They've got some guys on that team.
I think Army is criminally low, and I think so is Air Force. I don't think
criminally.
I think they should be at least 5.
I mean, who knows? Like the poll last year wasn't even close to what the final standings were. Because weren't we 4th?
I think so.
in that poll
Something like
last
that.
year, and we ran away with the league. So preseason poll is what it is. The coaches are just like going off.
I look at this and I
nothing.
go, Air Force should be higher. Unless, of course, they get hit with the injury hammer again, in which case they will be hot trash.
They'll be back.
Army, I think, should be 5. I think Canisius should be at 8. I think you move Air Force to 7. That's fine. Actually, no. Move Air Force to 6, Army to 5, Niagara to 7,
You
and
lost
then Canisius
me.
to 8.
I think we're all in agreement, though. They did get number 1 right.
Yes, totally correct.
Well,
if I had to rank this, I would
talk about that because it's just true.
We just know it.
Yeah.
That's not even biased. It's just a fact.
It's biased and a fact.
Like if I had
it's not even biased. It's a fact.
Should we do little predictions right now? And let's do this. Let's each of us rank the league, and we'll write it down. And then at the end of the season, once the regular season's over, we'll go back and look and we'll see what they got.
Why don't we do that not on the podcast right now?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not doing it right now, but I'm
not prepared for that.
So
how about this? How about this? We revisit it over the break, and then we'll come back to it at the end of the regular season.
Or why don't we revisit it at the start of the next episode we have for the men?
No, because we'll be talking about hockey for that. Actually,
this
is stupid hockey.
We'll debate
this is stupid hockey
later, but
there's no such thing as stupid hockey.
Yes. No, it's just hockey is just great. Anyways, the rest of the information from the article I will throw over to Nate because he has it in front of him and is able to go in more in depth than I am. So I will let him take that.
Atlantic Hockey Preseason Player of the Year. Tell me if you're surprised. Carter Wilkie. If anybody in Atlantic Hockey is surprised by that, they don't know what they're watching.
The article still says co-players of the year. Is Carter Wilkie more than one person?
Yes. He's his that twin. Good.
Identity theft isn't a joke, Dan.
Holy Cross Senior, Jack Ricketts, and Aiden Hansen-Bukata also received votes.
Good
AHB for Player of the Year is a little sneaky. I like that.
Honestly, I like
that a lot. He had 30 assists last year.
That's what I was gonna say. He was an offensive powerhouse.
If he would just be a little bit more selfish,
totally see that.
Come on, dude, shoot the puck.
Well, and the other thing
I can care less, man. He's up on the score.
The other thing to think about here, looking at others receiving votes, is I'm assuming that Wayne probably couldn't vote for any of his players. So that means every other coach in the league voted for an RIT player.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show how much
credit
they got.
I'm surprised Liam McClinsky isn't in there.
So am I, because he was a little bit of
I don't remember how his regular season went last year, but he was a beast in the playoffs.
Yeah, he kind of came out and went nuts.
The preseason All-Atlantic hockey team is Carter Wilkie, Army West Point's Max Itagaki, which agreed 100%, and Jack Ricketts from Holy Cross, like we said. Those are the forwards. Liam McClinsky, Jordan Byro from AIC, Joey Baez from Army, Shane Ott from Niagara, and Braden Tuck from Sacred Heart also got votes in that. I agree with everybody on that list. Atlantic hockey's got some sneaky talent.
Yeah.
And the people around the country don't talk about it enough. Atlantic hockey's got some talent in our league. A lot of guys that could play pro. I'm not saying they could play in the NHL, but they could play roles in the AHL and definitely play very well in the ECHL. On the blue line, JoJo and David Maloragni from Canisius. I agree 100% with that. Maloragni is probably one of the better defensemen in the league, and he's coming back for a 5th year. Brian Kramer from AIC, Joseph Misak from I forgot about him. Jesus. He's still there. Joseph Misak from Niagara, Connor Hutchinson from Sacred Heart, Aiden and AIC junior Evan Stella also got votes in there. Goalie of the year, preseason goalie of the year. Again, if you don't know who that is, you're wrong. Tommy Scarfoni.
Yep. Shocker.
Owen Say from Mercyhurst, if I remember, he played one of the games against us in January. He was decent. Jared Fisk, who went from AIC to Niagara, and Jason Grandi is back for his senior season with Holy Cross. Another guy that, how does he still have eligibility left?
Seems like he's been around for a long time.
He has 2 more years.
Yeah.
He has this year and next year because he's got that COVID year. which is stupid.
There's
Does
really
he
some
really?
great goaltending in this league.
Yeah, the goaltending in this league is insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you've got the guy who I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name from AIC. It's something. You've got Veltri, you've got Tommy, you've got Fisk, you've got
Hawthorne's
Grandi.
okay, I guess.
Hawthorne, yeah, he's all right. I mean, he hasn't really had a chance.
Again, and that's why I'm just not sold on Canisius. I don't like how high they are in that rank. I don't want to go back to it, but like I don't like how high they are. I think they were put up there because they just won the title, and you kind of have to put them up there. But I look at it and go with what they lost and what they have left, I just don't see them being a number 5 spot. I don't.
Well, you gotta remember they were in 8th. They were out of the playoffs going into February last year, and they were the 4th seed. So they can always turn it on whenever.
Yeah, but but those spots were separated within a point of each other, so that whole thing got screwed up masterfully. I cannot wait for that to happen again. By the way, that was so much fun. I always love when it gets down like the last couple months, and like every
If
game
we're
is
not
deciding who's jumping who, and it's the best. Oh
If
yeah,
we're not involved, yes, it's very fun. But if we're involved, no. No.
I think it's fun regardless. I just kind of love it.
And that's really it from the league. Atlantic Hockey's in for another good year, I think. This league just continues to grow. And let's be honest, outside of Bentley, Mercyhurst, Robert Morris could be sneaky, but I doubt it. There are 8 teams in this league that can win Atlantic Hockey.
Yeah.
And some years there's more. Like I thought going into last year, anybody could win our league.
And then Air Force took a nosedive, and
Bentley had.
But a lot of that had to do with injuries too for Air Force. If they had stayed healthy, they would have been a contender too.
Yeah,
as they usually are.
They're usually a nuisance.
I look around at the teams this year and I go, AIC is not the scary team they were a few years ago.
They're still not a very well coached hockey team, and they do have a lot of talent on the roster.
I'll give them one. They have that little gremlin behind the bench. Yes, that's true.
I will never doubt an Eric Lang team. Ever.
No, I won't either. But at the same time, I don't think they are the powerhouse that they were 4 years ago.
No,
they are not.
No.
As evidence from like people like Jarrett Fisk and all that leaving and going to other schools in the conference. Like I think I don't like to look into things like that, but who knows?
Fisk left because it wasn't his net.
Yes.
And he's a senior. So he went to somewhere where it could be his net.
Yeah, and that worked out for Niagara because they had no one. So
yeah, and that saved them because I would have put them a lot lower if they didn't get a goalie. Quick mention
though, there's no guarantee that he clicks there. That's the other thing.
Yeah. I guess the last thing I had on this was quick mention of the preseason USCHO poll that came out yesterday. RIT received 17 votes. They were the highest. They were the highest of the 4 Atlantic hockey schools receiving votes. We got 17. AIC got 7. Canisius had 3, and Sacred Heart had 2. So
where does that put us in the like probably what 25, 26, something like that?
Jeez.
Like 30 something,
22,
right?
23, 24, 25, 26, 30 even.
Okay. Here's what I'll say about that.
If you take the poll all the way through. But
I don't
preseason poll should be season polls. Like screw it, whatever. I don't literally they have Quinnipiac not at number 1, which is criminal.
Yeah, that's nuts to me.
They have Minnesota Duluth at 17, and they were 500 last year. Whatever. This poll is stupid.
It's ridiculous.
But Minnesota's the hockey state, Nate.
Yeah, whatever. Nobody cares. I'm also gonna look at this and go, as much as I really like.
When was the last time Minnesota won a national championship? I don't want to hear it.
Very true. I do like as much
for a school that hasn't won a title in 20 years, they really stay on their high horse.
Yeah, right.
Just saying.
As much as I liked the fact that we were ranked last year and thought it was great and celebrated it profusely, I don't want it this year.
I want it, but I want it because we're winning a lot. I don't want it
Yes.
because we won a couple games and then we lose it again. I want to if we split a weekend, we don't lose our ranking.
Yes, agreed. I also like we went into Niagara last year ranked and we got
18th.
swept.
And then we were never ranked again.
And I sat there and looked at that and went, we went in there and we had obviously fan wise, we had caused a massive stink in their building last year. Well, sorry, in our old building. So not only are they trying to shut us up, because that's what, let's be real, that was probably their main goal, was shut us up, and also beat the ranked team that's coming in. They were playing for both those things, and that probably fueled them. So it's like, you don't want that against other conference teams if you need to be winning games to clinch a spot. Like, I'd rather not be ranked 18 or 19 going into like February when it's like these games are even more important. We need to be winning these to clinch a 1 seat, but you got some, some chippy team that's got nothing to lose now, and they're coming in like, let's do this. Let's beat these guys and give ourselves some credibility.
How sad was it that in their own building, in a game where it took them 59 minutes and 30 seconds to beat us, their players were coming over to us in their own building and doing this?
Because they saw every last thing.
That's so pathetic.
Because we live rent free in their heads, and then they posted us on their Instagram account. We've been over this before. They are
I go to one men's away game and I end up on an opposing team.
They're a joke of a school. They're a joke of a program, and they'll always be. And now they're the joke of Atlantic hockey. I don't care. Bentley's bad. If you,
no.
Just because
they're not. Yes. They are not the joke of the league.
Who'd you say is the joke of the league then?
Nobody, because there is no joke of the league anymore. It used to be AIC, but once they started winning, that was it.
Yeah, AIC used to be that auto, like, you're going to win 2 games every time you play.
They're not the joke of the league because it's Niagara, and any day they could take off.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying behavior-wise, they are the joke of the league.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's their coach. I'll trash their coach.
Yes. And that's why I really want to go back to their house this year and sweep them there so that we can claim ownership again. Yeah, I'll take that all day long. Is there anything else we want to talk about before we wrap it up here, boys?
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready. October 7th needs to get here like tomorrow.
This team's coming in with a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah.
They should have rings from last year. They should.
And I think I'm hoping this is the year that they are able to fulfill that.
You can kind of tell, and I think we can get the vibe that there's some unfinished business. There's a lot of it.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I'm very excited for the SLU game, but I'm also very excited to get back in front of our fans and in a packed, sold-out Blue Cross Arena.
Notre Dame is going to be another animal this year
against a nationally ranked team, and it's going to be an absolutely incredible atmosphere.
Yeah, they're going to be another,
as it is every year.
That's a big test for us.
Notre Dame kind of adds a little more.
If we can start the year 2-0, having beaten St. Lawrence in St. Lawrence, and then having beaten Notre Dame at Blue Cross Arena, that just tells it all right there.
We're ranked at that point.
Yes. It'll be we're ranked and this team is out for blood. Like, get out of our way. We will run you over.
More importantly than the rank, the kind of momentum that will put behind this team.
Oh, absolutely. I would not want to be Sacred Heart coming into Rochester the weekend after that if we're ranked having gone 2-0. You'd just be like, you know what? We're good. You took our goaltender, take 2 wins. We're set. Yeah.
It's so close. It's so close.
Like, I'm glad we have the women's team to watch, because like if we didn't, I'd be like exploding.
I'm itching.
My head's gonna come off. I want to be back watching both our teams, because let's be real, they're both gonna have exciting seasons.
Going to go attempt to help set up the banner on Friday, and I'm very excited.
What time are you doing that? I want to come.
I don't know yet.
All right, text me afterwards. That being said, let's wrap it up now. If you have not already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live. Leave a like and also comment. Helps us out with our engagement, getting more people to see it. We do read all the comments, even if your name... Yes. We do read all the comments, even if your name is not Aaron Huss. That joke never gets old. If you are not watching on YouTube, you are probably listening to us on either Apple Podcasts because Dan Scully complained enough to make us do it, or you are on Spotify. Both of those are available. If you are on YouTube, please follow us on all three. That would be great. Links for all those are found in our Instagram, of which we do a lot of stuff on there. The meme game lately has been insane. Shout out to Ryan West for that. We probably should be paying you, but no, he just has fun doing it, so who cares?
We don't pay our editor Zoe, so
we don't talk about that. We don't mention that because if the minute she hears it, she's gonna start asking for it, and that's Nate's problem.
As if she doesn't know she's not being paid.
Yes, but she doesn't know that we could possibly be paying her. That's the question. This sounds really sketchy.
No,
we couldn't be.
We're talking about this right now.
You think we have
anyways
sponsors?
We have no sponsors. Our sponsors are us. That's what we have. Follow us on social media. Again, Instagram's getting really big. Twitter is still around. Facebook is probably dead in the water, but hey, if you want to go follow it on there, you can follow it on there. Yes, the X thing. I can't wait for Des Bryant to jump on and be like, let me sponsor this. So that whole thing. Again, links for all the social medias will be in the description below, along with the links to Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Wow.
That's going to be it for this one, though. This is a long one, but a lot of information, a lot of stuff to talk about.
Uncut, an hour and 26.
That's
it.
No
cutting. We ain't cutting.
Oh my God! But yeah, we will see you guys next week. Have a great night. Go Tigers.
Roll Tech. Let's go.
I still don't like that hashtag.
R.I.P. R.I.P. R.I.P.